What if the real reason people over 50 lose strength is not aging, not genetics, and not lack of effort, but actually the wrong type of training? What if your joints are not failing because you're weak, say, but because they are under-supported? And what if just a few minutes a day, using the right method, could rebuild strength, protect your joints, and restore confidence in your body, without heavy weights, without pain, and without fear? This video reveals the science-backed approach most people over 50 have never been taught. Stay with this until the end, because what you're about to learn can change how you move for the rest of your life. After the age of 50, physical decline rarely begins in the muscles, it begins in the joints. Joint pain becomes the first warning signal, in the knees, hips, shoulders, or lower back. Not because the body is too old, but because the system that supports the joints has weakened. When pain appears, people move less. When movement decreases, muscles shrink faster. And when muscles weaken, joints lose their protection. This is the silent downward spiral that convinces millions that strength training after 50 is dangerous. But modern biomechanics tells a different story. The problem is not strength, the problem is how strength is trained. After 50, the nervous system becomes less efficient at activating muscle fibers quickly, connective tissues adapt more slowly, cartilage tolerates less repetitive friction. This means traditional dynamic training, heavy weights, repeated joint movement, often creates stress faster than adaptation. Isometric training solves this problem at its root. By creating high muscular tension without joint movement, isometrics rebuild strength while keeping joints centered, stable, and protected. This is not light exercise, this is smart force production. If this explanation already challenges what you believed about aging and strength, pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many people you know stopped training, not because they were weak, but because they were in pain? Keep watching. The solution becomes very practical from here. Isometric exercises force the muscle to work without momentum. No swinging, no bouncing, no reliance on elastic recoil. Every second of a static hold requires continuous communication between the brain and the muscle. This is really critical after 50. Dynamic movement allows muscles to cheat using speed and elasticity. Isometric holds remove that option. What remains is pure activation. This trains neuromuscular control, the ability to produce force steadily, precisely, and safely. At the same time, sustained tension stimulates connective tissues. Tendons and ligaments respond by becoming thicker, stronger, and more resilient, without being overloaded. This is actually why isometrics are widely used in rehabilitation, martial arts, and joint protection protocols. They strengthen the system, not just the muscle. Pain reduction often follows, not because damage disappears, but because stability returns. Pain is often instability in disguise. If you're finding value in this science-based approach, this channel is built exactly for people who want strength without joint destruction. Follow the channel so you don't miss the next pieces of this system. Now let's move into real-life application. So daily life after 50, it doesn't really demand explosive power. What it actually calls for is controlled strength. Think about it. Standing up from a chair, holding groceries, climbing stairs, or even just maintaining your balance on uneven ground. These are all sustained efforts, not quick or fast movements. Isometric training, well, it prepares your body for exactly these kinds of tasks. Static leg holds, for example, teach your legs to support your weight. Glute bridge holds, they help your hips stabilize your spine. And plank variations, those teach your core to protect your back during bending and lifting. This right here is what we call functional strength, not just gym strength. Since isometrics create less inflammation, you can actually train them more frequently. Short daily sessions, honestly, they outperform those occasional intense workouts. In the end, consistency beats intensity, especially after 50. Breathing during isometric holds, it further enhances your results. Controlled breathing keeps your blood pressure stable, improves endurance, and really trains calmness under tension. All of this carries over into stress resilience and cardiovascular health. Loss of independence rarely begins with heart failure, it actually begins with falls. Falls, well, they result from poor balance, weak stabilizers, and delayed neuromuscular response. Isometric holds, they challenge your balance by removing momentum, so the body has to constantly self-correct. And over time, proprioception improves. That's your internal sense of position and control. Better balance honestly means fewer falls. And fewer falls mean longer independence. This is longevity in action. If you're over 50, or maybe you're training someone who is, go ahead and comment below with your age and what movement you want to improve. This community, really learns faster when experiences are shared. Training after 50 is no longer about pushing limits. Now it's about building margins of safety. Strong muscles act as shock absorbers. Good posture, well, it restores breathing efficiency, and stable joints, they reduce fear of movement. Isometric training restores trust in your body, and when that trust returns, movement expands, you walk farther, you stand taller, you live with confidence instead of caution. This honestly is not about transformation. If this video changed how you think about strength after 50, support the channel by subscribing. It really helps this knowledge reach the people who need it most. Leave a comment to share your experience or questions. And follow along, because long-term health is built through consistent understanding, not quick fixes. Your body is not finished. And strength, when trained wisely, has no expiration date.